always felt different from the others. I'm running away now. Fear stop fading, won't stop bleeding. 'Cause I'm sick of standing up beside it going south. I'm sick of never being able to cross the line. I'm sick of pretending everything is fine. You got it, you're just a fucking freak like me. Burning inside, but I am alive. I'm not the one that you used to know. I've always hated to act like the others. I found my way to. Fears are fading, won't stop bleeding.
Fears are fading, fears are fading.
'Cause I'm sick of standing up.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here live. We are live right here for the Raw Watch Along, the post Crown Jewel episode of the Raw Watch Along. I've got OMD with me. My name is Chris Best. OMD, how are you doing today? OMD, you are muted. I've got to unmute you, or maybe you got to unmute yourself. Oh, no, not really. The music again. Ah, geez.
Yep. Oh, there we go. I'm doing well, my friend. I've had a couple of very, very quiet days off. Got to talk to my Rugrat tonight, and I can't wait to see him this coming weekend. So
Nice.
all is good.
So you did not get a chance to see the PLE, but you did read the results. What are your thoughts on those results that you've read?
Not really surprised by any of it. Really, I think the biggest one I have a concern with is the one that they just showed, which is Logan Paul winning the US title.
I don't have any concerns about that. I knew he was going to take it. I knew he was going to go across the he's going to take that belt and bring it everywhere he goes, you know?
He will, but it's a matter of, and this is for the IWC who wants to complain about all of these part-time guys.
And see, that's where he comes in, because he stated after winning the US title, I'm going to be taking on more dates.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
We got Leeds coming in saying, evening all, hope you're doing okay. We hope you're doing well as well, Leeds, as you watch our tonight's episode of Raw. It's a stacked card tonight, by the way. Very stacked. But no, this was, for me, Crown Jewel, and I said this on the paper review to Astrid, who you can catch on our local establishment. Look up the Crown Jewel paper reviews. Find her on Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. doing the NXT Taking Over show. I told her that this was actually a pay-per-view that I would go back and watch again.
Wow.
And I don't say that often about Saudi shows. And I went back later that night and watched it again.
Right.
That's how good of a show I thought it was.
That's good. Now maybe I will have to try and find a way of watching it.
Leeds coming in saying, I think it's disgusting that women have to cover up in Saudi. Come on, it's the new millennium, people. Yes, it is the new millennium, Leeds, but at the same time, it's about respecting their cultures as well.
Absolutely. You know? And I mean, to the credit of the Saudis is that in the last few years, they have started to, I don't want to use, I guess for lack of a better term, abolish some of the old ways. Like, women are now allowed to start driving over there.
Women are allowed to work as well.
Yes.
Starting off with the pyro. Let's see where we're at tonight, because I did not see what city they're in tonight.
Okay. I'm just got to the pyro, so
You're not far behind me then.
no.
Oh, right. They're in the Mohegan Sun tonight.
Oh, interesting.
Usually, this arena has pretty good episodes of Raw. So,
Yes, it does.
we got Seth Rollins coming out here, and he's actually wearing something normal. Leads is saying so they don't watch Raw as the women are covered up, but they still have to walk behind the men. But we digress. Can't wait to see Randy back. Oh, yeah, aren't as covered up. He corrected himself here. I think what they used to do in Saudi Arabia, from what I remember, is they used to completely edit out the women's matches.
No, they've never edited a women's match on the WWE.
No, I mean to air in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, I don't know. They might have.
Yeah, so tag team match tonight. New Day taking on Judgment Day, and this is what I'm looking forward to: the women's battle royal. But you know me, I like battle royals.
Yep.
So, I mean, if you would have seen me at the CWE show, you would have seen me marking out hard at the fact that I got to call a Royal Rumble match. But no, Seth, the only thing not normal about Seth's outfit tonight is his sunglasses.
Really? Yep.
But no, for those who are wondering, I'm taking over the hosting duties tonight. Karl is away. He's off on assignment tonight, and he'll be off on assignment tomorrow night. And this is where I got to pose a question to you, OMD. Will you be made available tomorrow night?
You're absolutely right. I will.
Sweet deal. So now you're going to be my co-host.
Fantastic.
That's right. I just roped you in.
I will be the local enhancement for TBT tomorrow.
All right, so Leeds Delivers is coming in and saying Nia Jax should win the Battle Royal, but he hopes not at the same time. You know what? I kind of agree that Nia is probably going to be the one who wins it, but I would not mind seeing the old Andre the Giant spot where everybody gangs up on her and throws her out. I like how that spot's actually called the Andre the Giant spot, yet that has never happened to Andre in Battle Royals. But it's just the fact that everybody used to gang up on Andre and try to throw him out. I think the only time that it's ever been successful where people have ganged up on Andre and got him out was when Demolition eliminated him. I think it was in the 90 Royal Rumble, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
So Seth Rollins thanking Sami Zayn for saving him when Damien Priest attempted to cash in the Money in the Bank at the show.
Got to remember, I'm a couple of seconds behind you, so I'm not hearing everything.
Yeah. Yeah, you're only about 5 or 6 seconds behind me, though.
Nice. Yeah, because here comes Sammy now, so.
Yeah. But I gotta wonder who's next to challenge Seth for the title. I do think Seth might be showing up in the War Games match, though, because that's what's coming next.
Right.
And Leeds responding to my Andre the Giant quote. He's like, yes, that would be an awesome spot. It almost always is an awesome spot when they do something like that. My bird's going a little bit insane again, as per usual. Okay. I totally forgot to turn down the volume on my phone as I'm got us streaming on my phone, and I'm like, why am I hearing my own voice?
I've had those moments.
So Sammy, did Sammy just challenge Seth Rollins? Am I hearing
don't
that
know.
correctly?
I don't know.
All right, then. So Sami Zayn has basically got himself a title match whenever he wants. OMD, you're muted. All because he helped Damien Priest, or helped Seth against Damien Priest. Ooh, we've got the one, the only Bobby Munson coming in saying, good evening, Bobby. How you doing tonight, my friend?
How are we doing, Bobby?
Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby.
I've been watching King of the Hill a lot lately on Disney Plus. So. Bobby saying I am not too bad. Just got home from driving on some pretty slippery roads. Yeah. Roads are pretty slick out here too. We've had nothing but rain all freaking day here.
Yep.
JJ coming in. If I can hit the show button, that would be great. Come on, button, work with me. There we go. JJ saying, how goes it, fellas? It goes pretty damn good. How goes it with you, JJ?
We're getting this tonight, I think.
Oh, this is going to be a fantastic main event.
Right?
Oh, man. Did Karl ever pick the wrong Raw to miss?
Right? What a main event for tonight.
Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, World Heavyweight title tonight. JJ coming in saying, just got done doing a promo for my character for a show on Tuesdays and now watching my favorite Monday night Twitch show. Hey, man, perfect way to end off a Monday night. Tuning in and checking us out on the Raw Watch Along. Ed coming in. Hey, hey guys, how's it going, Ed? How are you doing tonight? OMD, I think you muted yourself again. Either that or something's up with your microphone or... Oh, yeah. Understandable on that one. He's hitting that old V juice, guys. And we're starting off right now for our first match. We've got the New Day making their way to the ring. And I know that I'm ahead of you, OMD, but that's... You already knew that this match was announced.
Yep, I was just trying to listen to the Judgment Day.
But they're on their way right now to take on the Judgment Day. Oh, Ed, we are a man down. Karl is away on assignment. He's well, let's just put it out there. He's working tonight.
Yeah, he's working.
He's making sure the mean streets of Sault Ste. Marie are safe. Oh, but as soon as I saw this War Games promo on Saturday, I was like, yes, give me War Games, because It's one of my most favorite matches. I like matches that have a lot of clusterfuck in them. So indie wrestler BD Smooth suffered a broken neck this weekend and is in the hospital seeking a surgeon. Oh, broken neck.
I mean, let's offer our condolences here at the Raw Watch Along to the family of Rob Rage,
which we are going to be covering his passing on tomorrow's show, by the way. But yes, a full, complete condolences to him. We're going to do a little bit of a career retrospective on him on tomorrow's show. It hits a little bit home for me because I personally got to do some work with him as well.
Okay.
I didn't know it was him when he did it, but it was when we worked on the Masked Saint together. I didn't know it was him then. But some years later, when I was like, who are these wrestlers in the show? And that's how we discovered RJ City. That's how we discovered Rob Rage. And I already knew the local guys. I mean, I knew Vinny. I knew Diego. I knew Rob, who was also in the movie.
I'll roll my eyes at that name.
Yeah, me too. Me too. JJ saying he is a good friend of me and the first wrestler who talked to me. Man.
Wow.
Let's just hope for a speedy recovery. Hopefully he gets back in the ring.
Yes.
That's all you can really wish for in a situation like this, you know?
Okay. I'm wondering, because I'm gonna put this one out there with this tag match coming up. We had JD McDonough in the backstage promo with the Judgment Day.
Right.
Could we see him come out to interfere, leading to a possible appearance / return for somebody to help the New Day, even though he's not cleared to compete?
You're thinking of Big E now that we're on the subject of broken necks.
Yes, I am.
From what I understand, he still hasn't been able to do bumps yet in the ring. So, I mean, there's nothing stating that he can't come out and deck a few guys and then run off, you know?
Right.
But even then, that's still kind of risky, you know?
Yeah.
Well, we've got our pal Scott Stanford promoting the year-end show that's coming to Toronto here.
Yep. The last time I did one of the year-end shows, it was a Raw SmackDown double taping super show at the ACC on December 22nd. And on that night, we had the return of Trish Stratus to team with John Cena against Santino Marella and Beth Phoenix.
And speaking of returning wrestlers, this is sort of a return that's coming for CWE. January 5th, guys, if you're in the Sault Ste. Marie area, come on out to CWE, where you will get a chance to meet Too Cold Scorpio, a.k.a. Flash Funk.
Yes, I was just about to hit that.
I'm actually looking forward to meeting him, and I want to get an 8x10 of him as Flash Funk. Because that's how I remember him. So
right. I asked Bubba last night, actually, we were playing Xbox for a bit, and I asked him, I said, so which autograph are you getting, Too Cold Scorpio or Flash Funk? And he's like, I'd get both.
I'll add it to my 8x10 of Jacques Rougeau, and I still have to get my King Kong Bundy 8x10 put up.
Yeah. You know, I know we see it every week, but I just love the simplicity of the Judgment Day entrance video because it's just the wings. You know, you don't have a lot of the in-ring action and clips from their matches as we see with a lot of others. Or
I tend to agree. Yeah, I tend to agree with that too. It's actually one of my favorite Titantrons, but another one of my favorites is the New Day one, and it makes me geek out because it's so just old school video game,
Yeah,
and that's me in a nutshell, you know?
the 8-bit Nintendo graphics.
Yeah. I mean, it throws me back to when you and I used to chill out at camp playing the old school Super Nintendo games, you know?
Right?
Yeah, that's how far back OMD and I go. We go back over 20, almost 25 years.
Yep. Oh, probably even more than that, because, oh no, yeah, I guess not. Yeah, probably I was 1920.
Yeah, and I was, because I met you through your sister. I was like 15 or 16, maybe.
Yeah,
Already, this match is starting off on fire.
it is. It is.
The New Day
I'm
is right now
really,
wrestling. The New Day is wrestling right now, like as if they've got something to prove against these tag team champions.
yes. I've got to say this though, I am not a fan of Kofi's outfit, but I absolutely love Xavier's.
I like the both of them, but I just noticed that Kofi's actually switched over to shorts as opposed to long tights.
Yes. Yes, he has, but it's the sort of the white with the roses for, I'm not sure if it's a tribute for something back home in Ghana, but
I thought he was I thought he was repping Canada.
but I'm loving Xavier's tights.
Mm-hmm. So in that fatal four-way for the number one contenders for the Intercontinental title, who do you have winning that one?
That's Miz, Bronson, Ivar, and
Ricochet. It's a match that, see, look on paper, it looks way too close to call, right?
it does. I've got Miz winning because of what happened last week, but I could also see them going with Ivar to give him that push, and they've had Gunther doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So they had that situation with the Miz.
Yeah, but also the Miz had an angle with Grayson Waller at the PLE.
Oh, okay.
That might have been, but that thing might have been a one-off because it was like a feud between who's got the best talk show. That kind of feels like something you might want to do for a cross-brand match at Mania, perhaps. I don't know.
Right. Right. We may have Bubba join us. I'm not sure. And I'm muting myself again.
Muted myself so I can take a bite of my chips. JJ coming in saying Michael Cole takes it all. And he follows that up with, "It's my truth, I win." But if I'm going to be completely honest with that fatal four-way, the fans win
Yeah.
for that one.
No, I could absolutely see them going with Ivar because they're giving him the singles push with Eric out for a significant amount of time with that neck fusion surgery.
Yep, now that we actually have an answer on what his injury was, we don't have to ask every week what happened to him.
Right?
Because I know, like, every week there's always me, you, Karl, or Perish that's trying to figure out what the hell happened to him, and now we know.
Right?
And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe.
I went through that with a friend of mine this morning.
Not the AEW mark, I hope.
No. That's at work. I only discuss wrestling with him at work, and I've tried to get him to come and listen to the show, listen to the podcast, but he just wants to belittle everything, and AEW is godsend and the best thing going in wrestling. So meanwhile, I've got AEW lasting about another 5 years.
Based off the Ric Flair signing, yeah.
Well, as long as they don't put him back in the ring, we're good.
Oh, we got Chris Perish coming in saying, boys, how's it going, Mr. Perish?
Perish, how the hell are ya? I forgot to check my score during the commercial.
Totally anticipating your running. My phones are busy right now, so I can't check the score for you.
I'm not worried about it. It was a debacle, like I said, after the first period. So
yeah, but you can't exactly count a team out like that, because I remember watching the New York Rangers taking on the Montreal Canadiens.
Oh no,
at the end of the first period or second period, it was 5-0 for the Rangers, and the Rangers just collapsed in that third period, and Montreal won 6-5 in overtime.
Yeah, oh, I've seen it. I've seen it. That's why I said it was a debacle of a period. I wasn't writing them off.
Yeah.
Normally, like, if it wasn't for the fact that it was Monday and the watch along, I probably would have been watching the game over Raw.
See, look, Perish says 4-3 Tampa Bay.
There we go. Thanks, Perish.
But this has been a very fantastic, very entertaining, nice opener for Raw.
Yes.
Opening match, I should say, because we had an opening promo.
Yes, and it was actually a fantastic opening promo that didn't come to blows and lead to a gang war to set up Teddy Long saying, tonight you're going one-on-one with the Undertaker, or we're going to have a tag team match play up.
Yep. I kind of expected Drew to show up during that promo, but I'm fine with Sammy getting the title match tonight. So
yep.
I was gonna just curse Finn out for watching the ref, but he actually was not watching for the ref there. He was looking for where Damien was.
I actually found clips of an old, and I can't remember who the opponent was, but it was an old Punishment Rodriguez match from Ring of Honor the other night.
You mean Punishment Martinez?
Yeah. I don't know. They had it listed as Punishment Rodriguez.
Somebody doesn't know they're wrestling then?
No, and it was something that had been uploaded, like it was clips from a YouTube match that showed up in my Facebook feed, and yeah.
Well, I'm actually... Oh, I almost spoiled that for you, OMD. Tell me when you got the finish.
And I've got the finish.
All right. It was an awkward... Leeds is coming in saying that was awkward between Priest and Kofi. Yes, it was a bit awkward, but I'm actually glad that the Judgment Day come out as the victors here, because it does leave them as the strong tag team.
Yes.
I don't think this in any way affects the New Day, because they've already got that star power, And we've
Yeah.
got a vehicle pulling up here. Oh, it's Drew. Okay, tell me when you've reached the end of that.
Drew is just driven away.
Yeah, what do you make of that?
It's interesting.
So what happened here for those who are just watching us and not watching Raw? Jackie Redmond came up to Drew's vehicle. Drew came out of the vehicle. Jackie asked, "How do you feel about your loss to Seth Rollins?" Drew kind of gave like a disappointed look on his face and then hopped back in his car and drove off. Didn't say a thing, just drove off. So we've got Nakamura making our way to the ring, and we've got a commercial break.
Of course we do.
Somewhere Carl is fuming.
Yes.
Because this is what always seems to happen. So they're doing a promotion for NXT tomorrow night. They are going to start off the Iron Survivor qualifying matches tomorrow night.
Yes, apparently Mick Foley announced them the other day, but I missed them.
I missed that too. But yeah, I'm thinking that Tozawa's going to do the job in this match.
Oh, yeah. And then Shinsuke's going to ask who's worth my time.
And then maybe that's where we see RKO.
Maybe, but I can't see him returning on, a random episode of Raw.
Yeah, but this isn't really a random episode. This is a post PLE show. Most returns seem to happen on post PLEs. So
right, but I could see him because SmackDown got Kyrie Singh at the PLE, so I could see him returning for Raw at Survivor Series.
you could be right on that, actually. I was thinking about this just now, but what I could see happening is give me a second here.
Yep.
What I could see happening is if they are to put Randy in War Games, like the rumors I've been reading about are to happen, what if Randy becomes like that mystery partner for whichever team he joins up with?
Right.
For War Games. They do the countdown. All of Randy's teammates are already in the ring. They do the countdown for Orton. And it's like everybody's like, okay, who is it? Who is it? And then suddenly I hear voices in my head.
Right. I'd laugh if he came back with Burning My Light from Mercy Drive.
He fucking hates that song with a passion.
I love that song. I used to have that as a ringtone.
Oh, I love it too. I'm saying Randy Orton hated it.
Yeah.
This program is aggressive in nature. It may contain themes that are not suitable for everyone. Viewer discretion is advised.
Oh, good. So the commercial break literally took up the last 2 minutes of the second period.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, so we think that Tozawa is going to job, even though we have Alpha Academy out there to help him out, perhaps.
Right. Guidance.
No Maxine out there with them, though.
No. And that's interesting. And now my signal's going to buffer.
That was a really quick German suplex. I liked it. And Tozawa is actually taking the fight to Nakamura right now.
See that? I just had the German suplex.
Oh, now you're way behind.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, wow. There's a match I want to see tonight. I'm going to spoil it for you anyways, because I know you will want to see this too. But DIY is taking on the Creed brothers tonight.
interesting. And apparently the Creeds are expected to be on SmackDown this week as well. Because they
Who are
were,
they
I don't know. Because they were going to look at putting them on all three shows last week, but because SmackDown had been pre-taped for the PLE, they're doing it this week.
Yeah. But that DIY Creed brothers match, that's going to be fan-fucking-tastic.
Right? What a hurricanrana there by Tozawa. And Tozawa really not doing the job. He's
No,
actually
this
being
is
given an opportunity to flourish and show what he can do.
Yeah, he's gotten in more spots than Nakamura has, but I think we're about to see the finish right now. Oh, maybe not. What are we? Wow. Okay, I think we're getting it now. The finish is coming. Yeah, there it is. So is this what we're? Well, let me know when you've got the finish there, OMD.
And there's the finish.
Is this what we're going to see out of Tozawa every week? He gets that hope spot, almost looking like he's going to win, and then he doesn't.
I hope not. Because that just, to me, glorifies them as an enhancement talent.
Karl would be marking out at this moment right now.
Right?
But yes, give me that. Give me Otis and Nakamura. I want to see that now.
Right?
I'm going to call it. I think it's going to be announced for next week's show.
Oh, guaranteed. Because did you not say that Alpha Academy have a match later on tonight?
No, I said DIY and the Creed brothers do.
Yeah, no, I thought you said pre-show that the Alpha Academy had a match tonight too. So we could easily see, if that was the case, Shinsuke interfere in that.
And that's why I was wondering why Maxine wasn't out there too, because like I said, the Creed brothers have a match later tonight. I wonder if Maxine shows up to take Ivy Nile out, maybe.
No, I can't see that. I think that was sort of just one for the heat of the moment for that match.
Yeah. Or maybe Ivy and Maxine have a match later on.
Maybe they do. I don't know.
So many questions to answer about this Raw.
There is. And there's a device is not connected trying to connect.
Yeah. I see that. Ooh, Ed Fry's coming in saying, I hope Alpha Academy shows up to help Tozawa tomorrow night.
Oh. Is Tozawa a part of the Iron Survivor qualifier then?
Good evening, Mr. Perish.
Not at all. You should wait for me to do that. I was trying something out. How are you?
Perish. Welcome.
Doing pretty good. Pretty good. It's just the three of us tonight.
I know. The Golden Voice is not here.
Yeah, he's
That's
got
right.
he's got work tonight. Oh yeah, I remember that. He's in the Heritage Cup match against Noam Dar tomorrow night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was actually rumored that Noam
That-
Dar was actually backstage at Raw.
All four of them are.
Yeah.
Because they said they did, but they didn't know, according to the reports, if they were just doing main event tapings or if they were actually going to be used in some capacity. But there are no way that Lash Legend and whatever the other bitch's name is are ready to come up to the main roster.
So how's Raw so far?
It's been an entertaining show thus far.
We
We had an opening promo between Seth and Sammy, where Seth and Sammy are now going to be fighting each other for the World Heavyweight title later tonight.
Now, is that as a thank you for helping him out at the
Yes.
Crown Jewel?
Yeah, that's pretty much how the promo went.
Makes sense. Because I saw the graphic before I jumped on here, and I was like, well, barring anything extreme, that just seemed to make the most amount of sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Drew arrived
Head
and
Fry's
left
coming
in
in
a
and saying, "Hey now."
Actually, he
Drew
said, hey, Mao.
yeah. Drew pulled into the
Yeah.
parking lot and left in a pre-taped segment.
Yeah, he
And we
pulled
had
up.
the-
Jackie Redmond asked, "How do you feel about the loss?" He got back in the car and drove off.
Yeah. And then we had a battle of the days, Judgment versus New.
Now, what day are we on?
Rusev Day.
That's featured endeavored. Yeah, looks like we have a battle royale for the winner facing Rhea Ripley at Survivor Series War Games.
Okay, so it's clear that Rhea Ripley is not going to be in the War Games match in any capacity. I kind of thought.
So I gotta ask, what did everybody? Well, actually, I know Chris. I know you. We did the watch along, but OMD, what were
Yeah.
your thoughts on Crown Jewel? And
I have
did you get a
not
chance-
seen it.
But did you hear about the happenings?
I did. I've heard the results. Really, nothing surprised me. As I told Chris pre-show, my biggest concern was Logan Paul winning the U.S. title, more so because the IWC blasts part-timers.
But he has signed a
I've heard.
contract now.
I heard.
So. He signed that
Yeah,
after Mania too, like a while ago.
Yeah, he mentioned something about taking on more dates after he won the U.S. title. So I'm beginning to think the wrestling bug has bit him. Right? We may see him a little bit more than we do.
I would have assumed it bit him a long time ago.
Yep.
He's just, I think, with a lot of scenarios, it just happened to work out best for him.
And then the fact that he's now called out Bad Bunny and said, "Step to me."
I mean,
that'd be a fun match.
It would.
I don't want to see it at all. I think that's a train wreck waiting to happen.
But I want LA Knight to be
with
the next one to take on Logan.
I think I'm only doing that if LA Knight is taking the title off Logan. And I would not take the title off Logan.
No, not
anytime
this quickly.
soon.
Yeah, so maybe at Mania you could do LA Knight and Logan.
Maybe.
I mean, I kind of just want to see KO right away. Because KO does not need to win anything. And then you can use Theory and Grayson Waller as ways for Logan Paul to escape it.
Right.
And it's a cheap little win for Logan Paul.
So right now we're getting that fatal four-way for the Intercontinental number one contendership to the Intercontinental title.
Chris, you asked earlier. This is my pick right here for it. I'm gonna take Ivar. As fantastic as seeing Miz win would be, this is my pick to win.
See, I'm rooting for anybody but Miz. For the sake of different, give me Ivar. But I wouldn't mind seeing Bronson Reed again.
Right. No, I mean, I love the Miz. I always have. And I think he would win it because of the altercation last week. But give me Ivar with the push that they're giving him right now.
But also, given the altercation at Crown Jewel, I wonder if maybe a Grayson Waller is going to prevent said Miz from winning.
Oh.
With the much-needed segment between the two at that show.
Oh, yeah, we really needed that. Speaking of which, I found out who that guy was that the Miz brought out. He's a famous Saudi Arabian actor.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, was there a Miz TV segment that got interrupted by the Grayson Waller effect?
That's exactly what happened.
Oh,
exactly what happened.
I didn't even hear anything about that.
I mean, it's not like they were rewriting television with that one. And just seeing like the Miz in the same shtick as he was doing like a month ago, just now being, it just feels weird.
Yeah,
He's been
and
doing this
I know
shtick
that
for a
they said
couple of
that.
years.
Yeah, and I know they said that during the show, but actually during that segment, I stepped AFK from the watch along, so I missed everything about it and went back and watched it later.
So within this commercial break, we have NXT tomorrow. We do have Ed in the comments. They do have the NXT male breakout tournament happening. Who do we hope to see win that one?
Again, I don't know who's in it.
Lexus
Trust
King.
me, I don't either. But
Lexus
do we
King,
have
bar
any-
none.
Who do you have, Chris?
Lexus King.
See, I wouldn't mind him. I mean, it's a breakout, and I can rather see maybe Lexus King maybe being in the Iron Survivor match opposed to.
Oh, you said breakout. I was thinking Iron Survivor.
Yeah.
But no, I want Lexus King for the Iron Survivor male.
Yeah. I mean, it's either him or I want Tyler Bate because I do kind of want to see Tyler Bate versus Dragunov for that championship.
Oh, yeah. Give me that any day of the week.
Right?
Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper. So Leeds is coming in and saying that he went for an eye test the other day. Gentleman behind the counter says you definitely need an eye test as this is the butchers. He's here all week, folks.
How was work today, Mr. Perish?
I mean, this last week of work till I'm off for 6, so
Right.
they're getting what they're getting. Just gonna be honest.
I don't blame you.
Just working
really
the rule,
don't
basically.
Oh, look at Seth Rollins. He's wearing his beautiful Curious George outfit.
It's probably the most normal looking outfit he's had worn in a few weeks.
There's part of me that just wants him to wear a suit that has nothing but the title all over it. Like, remember when he had the Becky face outfit?
Right.
It'd be great if he just had maybe all the titles he won.
I kind of want to see that, but in the form of a honky tonk man style suit. All sequined and everything with the belt for the belts.
It's funny seeing Ivar on there, and if people are watching or listening to the Chris Van Vliets when he had Eric Rowan on, Eric Rowan was once told that being a Viking would not work in wrestling.
Right.
Quite hilarious.
The Berserker?
Maybe, but I mean, he was more or less doing a Bruiser Brody ripoff. That wasn't me.
That wasn't me.
That was my computer. Despite the fact that it's on mute, apparently notifications need to be loud.
Oh, that you just reminded me. Just before we got set up to do the broadcast for the CWE show, I turned my laptop on and I just got buried in Facebook notifications because my sister messaged me about 30 times on my computer.
Oh, jump.
So for like 5 minutes, all you hear is ding, 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 ding. And I'm like, oh shit, I gotta shut this shit off before we do our mic tests and all that.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of ding, 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 we got this 4-way match on the go as it just starts in chaos.
Miz with a drop kick.
It was kind of a typical start to a fatal 4-way too. I mean, it did start off with a bit of chaos, but we saw two guys powder out, and then we got the two in the ring.
Right?
Now, did they say when this Intercontinental match is going to take place?
No, they did not.
I kind of wanted to happen at
next
Survivor
week,
Series.
but I'd love to. Yeah. I got to agree with you there, Best.
Oh, what a sequence.
That set out. Oh, we got Gunther watching in the background. We're in the backstage area, I mean. I keep seeing that R on Ricochet's tights, and it makes me think of the Rogue Energy logo for some reason.
Oh, jeez. Well, maybe he drinks Rogue Energy.
That was cool.
You think you know what cool is?
I do. I was looking at it.
Well, that was fucking cool.
Now OMD gets it in 2, 1. He's not here right now, but if you want to leave your name and number, he'll get back to you. Oh. Beep.
I'm somewhat here.
What was that?
That was a double clothesline.
It looked like Miz was going for a leg lariat, though.
Yeah, I don't think Miz was doing what he was supposed to. Oh, now it's coming down to the big men wanting to slap meat.
Yes.
Or take
the
out the
meat
other
slap.
small guys.
No. No time for small guys.
Oh,
It's time for the meat slaps.
it's also time for a commercial break.
Of
Not gonna lie,
yeah.
that was a good time for a commercial, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Parrish needs his beer, doesn't he?
I already have it.
Okay, you need a second one to go double fisted.
I already got it. Jesus, come on. Professional. One might say, I'm in my prime.
Oh, Jesus. And now Toronto's got a 5-4 lead.
Cool.
What did I tell you, OMD?
Oh, I know.
See, you need to win since your Dolphins lost.
Yes. It was
All right.
again
Bird's
that game.
going-
I almost gave up on at halftime, and then it was like 21-14, and we're driving late, and it's just like, oh,
Paulie wants a cracker, so I'm gonna step AFK here.
all right.
Or maybe Polly wants to go and get himself some Rogue Energy at rogueenergy.com, where you can use our promo code OLEPODS to save yourself 10% off your order. There we go. Now, if that's not a good plug, I don't know what is.
Right. And it was a fantastic segue.
Well, thank you. Now, is there anything else scheduled for Raw tonight outside of the championship match and Battle Royal?
Not that I'm aware of. I didn't even hear anything about Cody or Jey Uso tonight, so
I wonder if this would have been maybe a time to maybe do Jey Uso and Cody against Imperium. Just as a kind of throw in.
right.
I don't know. And then you can have DIY costing Imperium the match.
Well, we're getting DIY versus the Creed brothers.
Yeah. But as we are back live on Raw. And you're telling me that you didn't think that spot's cool? Because you didn't say anything.
I'm just coming back into Raw.
Yeah, but the spot already happened.
Oh, this one, yeah, I liked it. But
Well, then freaking say something.
it was, I mean, the first part was cool. The ending of that was botched with the Ivar taking the result of a Hurricanrana, even though there was no attempt made for a Hurricanrana.
Yeah, there was. It just looked weird because it's to a bigger guy, so that part's going to come a little slowly. If you had like somebody a little bit more athletic having that given to, I think it would have been done a little bit. Ooh, are we going to get the splash? Now, what if the finish of this match is each big guy goes up for a splash and splashes one of the smaller guys and you get a double pin?
I could see it. I like it.
Triple threat match.
Exactly.
And Ivar versus Bronson versus Gunther in a heel versus heel versus heel. Oh, are we going to get a collapsed ring?
I don't understand why you needed I would have just done a big guy double suplexing the guy and then having one of the other big guys do the power bomb.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never care about somebody pulling a guy off and saying, "What are you doing? This is my match." Like, shut up. It's anybody's match.
Right.
Just try to win. Stop
Just
being a
pull
little
him off.
whiny bitch.
Pull him off, throw him out of the ring, or deck him.
Right.
Those are small things that should make me to go Ricochet. I don't want you to win now.
Right?
That was actually pretty good off the Miz there.
Just looks weird.
Right.
It was nice, but it looks weird.
The Miz looking like a high flyer.
Yeah, like the Miz is surprising me in this match.
Right? Perish, you'll even be impressed. I've already had supper and my coffee is prepped for the morning.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You have the colostomy bag, don't you?
I do not.
Oh.
I do not. I'm just wearing my Depends tonight.
Eh. Just in case if you have a maple leak.
Yeah.
Leeds, you are completely right on this right now. The Miz still has it. I mean,
Yes, he does.
the stuff he's doing in this match is just he's doing things in this match that I would never have expected to see him do.
Right?
The only thing I don't want to see him do is throw another figure four.
This is the one match though where I do expect Miz to get up to his tactics though and try to use that, do what it takes to win, because why not? Like, you have two bigger guys in Bronson Reed and Ivar that it makes sense for you to kind of use your questionable tactics, so to say, and
Right.
try to win the match.
So yeah, even though Miz is working
is
babyface, like it still would not surprise me if he pulled off some kind of heel tactic to win.
I mean, doing a heel tactic to a heel, I mean, it's like math. 2 negatives equal a positive, right?
Right.
I mean, I think I've seen that kick spot 3 times in the last 3 wrestling shows I've seen, so I might be past it. I've seen Chelsea Green and someone do it on NXT.
Right.
Then I saw Charlotte do it on SmackDown.
Here's that double splash you talked about.
Oh, it's going to be a moonsault.
But Bronson missed his. Okay, that was
That ending was stupid.
yeah, a little bit weird.
Yeah.
And why does Pee Wee Herman's son why is he the referee?
I don't know.
I think that definitely that had to have been botched somewhere.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that Bronson Reed was supposed to kick out. Or
Because
Ricochet wasn't supposed to get hit.
or maybe Ricochet wasn't supposed to kick out.
Right?
I have no idea. This is why I have alcohol during the Raw, because this stuff
Right.
is confusing sometimes. I mean, they are in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, home of The Office, so maybe they're just, taking the lead from good old Michael Scott.
I don't know. I've never watched The Office.
Oh my God, dude. Why?
Because Steve Carell is not that funny. I'd rather watch the Ricky Gervais version.
Yeah, but how do you know if it's not funny if you haven't watched it?
Because I've seen Steve Carell's movies and he's not funny.
That's not a movie, though. It's a TV show.
I
And
know.
Dwight Schrute is hilarious.
There you go, Chris. Shinsuke and Otis next week.
I called it.
I'm going to assume Tozawa lost to Shinsuke, put a beating on him, and then there was a confrontation between Otis and Shinsuke.
Tozawa
Actually,
got more work in on
Tozawa
that match than Shinsuke
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. That match was all Tozawa.
Tozawa.
But did he win?
No. Because all it took was one Kinshasa and it was done. It was over.
And then, yes.
So did I pretty much nail it? Because again, I didn't see it. I'm only assuming.
Yeah.
Other than,
And that is
yeah. And then Ed said he was hoping Alpha Academy would come to Raw or NXT tomorrow for Tozawa, and he's getting that.
Just a little bit of an advice there, OMD, but when you talk away from the microphone, you become more difficult to hear. just so you know.
So that explains our Maxine absence in that match too. Maxine just announced she's in that battle royal later tonight.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. It makes sense that every woman that is not Rhea Ripley is in that match. On Raw,
Right.
So.
Right.
Leeds is coming in saying we need more Maxine and we need more Otis. Somewhere in their Leeds, Karl is agreeing with you, as am I.
Absolutely.
I want to see Otis take an elevator and they get confused because they share the same name, and people would be confused if they don't know that reference.
I don't need to be confused because the elevator outside of my building, outside of my apartment, is an Otis elevator. So Barry tends to agree as well. We need more Otis. How's it going, Barry, by the way? Nice to see you in the chat.
See, I'm waiting one of those lead type jokes coming from Barry. No. He tends to say stuff like that too. But it's good to see Barry.
He does.
How are you doing tonight?
And he says, "Hello, good, going good, thanks."
Now, Barry Monkey has a question. When a wrestler is watching a TV backstage, why isn't he on the TV? And that's because sometimes he's watching a different feed. It's not necessarily watching the feed you're watching on the screen. He's usually connected to a feed in from gorilla position that just watches the camera that are around the ring. I actually know this because I've asked one
Right.
Tyson Kidd.
Yeah, they're probably watching the CCTV feed in the venue.
Yeah, because the feeds that each cameraman have goes to the production truck, and you can easily connect that feed to any one of the TVs in the arena. So when they're watching it, they can watch just the match. They don't have to get the televised feed that we all get.
Yeah, that's how the boys watch the matches in the locker room when the show is going on. So
in
it's actually
very watered down way than how they do it in WWE.
It's actually how we used to do it under He Who Shall Not Be Named.
Right.
Well, hello, Canada,
We used to have a
dude. Thank you for coming here for just a minute. I'm very happy.
Yeah, pleasure.
That you know that you can only last a minute.
Welcome. We're glad you're here. And we're glad you're here for your pop in.
Even if it's just for a 1 minute pop in.
That's right.
Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper.
Pop in whenever you want.
Right.
Camera operator, not cameraman. It's 2023, not 1983. No, knowing that they are cameramen, though. Yep. If it was a woman, they'd be a camera woman.
But coming from the world of film and TV production myself, we regardless if it's men or women, we still say cameraman.
There you go.
Yeah, but 99% of the people probably operating the camera are male, I'm going to assume.
Actually, yeah. There's maybe been one or two productions I've been a part of where the woman was the DOP. So,
I mean, it is what it is. Cameraman, camera woman, camera operator. It's like the good old phrase: gold jacket, green jacket. Who gives a shit?
Exactly.
So we're getting a nice little video package of the Creed brothers from their debut last week against Alpha Academy.
In what was a fantastic tag team match.
Yes.
They're taking on DIY tonight, by the way.
Yeah. As we see now, earlier today, they have officially signed Raw contracts.
Which is interesting because OMD, as you had said earlier, they are rumored to be appearing on SmackDown this week as well.
Yes. Well, I'm going to guess that that's probably out the window now.
Barry coming in and saying the Creeds are the best new tag team in a long time. I look at them and think of them as main eventers. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to a PLE actually having a tag team title main event. And I wouldn't be opposed if in that main event the Creed brothers were in it. So the Creed brothers are coming out with no Ivy Nile, so I've now got to assume that Ivy Nile is going to be in the Battle Royal as well.
They just said she is.
Yeah, her graphic was on the.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I think she was in the graphic for it.
I didn't hear it, OMD. So
yeah.
So again, just to give it clarification, yes, they are using the Diamond Mine moniker as a trio, but when it's just the two brothers, they are referred to as the Creed brothers, just like when Ivy Nile's by herself, Ivy Nile. But
right,
the three of them, Diamond Mine. So I needed to check out
Barry
the
saying the Diamond Mine. Yeah, Barry's saying the Diamond Mine could do with a manager or wrestler that's good on the mic in their stable. Who would you pick then in that case?
Well, they had that back in NXT when they first formed with Roderick Strong and Malcolm Bivens, but
and they had Damien.
They're both elite now.
Yes, they are. There's only one I can think of. Kurt Angle.
No, I still, if I was going to do Kurt Angle, it's something to do with Chad Gable. I think they are closer to a match. I think right now, I think you just kind of try to train Ivy Nile to be more in that role because she could be that wrestler. She can be that more of that mouthpiece. I'd be okay with it for the short term because as a tag team, you don't really need that much interaction promo-wise.
Sorry, Perish, what were you saying about the DIY theme song?
No, I just hadn't heard it, so that's why I had to mute myself for a bit because I wanted to hear it. I was curious. I'm always curious to see what music they go to because I heard that they did have new music for the tag team. Actually, I'm gonna go you one better. If I was to pick somebody who I think that could be their mouthpiece, could be a wrestler. How about a returning Bobby Roode?
I'd be fine with that. Because
Absolutely.
he could be that man. He could be that manager that takes the bumps when he interferes, as most managers were in the 80s, anyways.
Yep.
What gem is more glorious than a diamond?
Right. And back to Carl's fuming, so I'm going to flip back over to the hockey break.
I was getting ready to pull up a banner.
Well, he might as well because he's going to pull up the Toronto Maple Leafs. So.
So maybe. I've got it right there, locked and ready to go. So
Oh, I'm not in a rush tonight.
Now, who would we feud with that with the Creed brothers, right? Like if you were to put them in a feud, because right now Imperium's with DIY, kind of, unless we think that's finished.
I don't think the DIY Imperium stuff is done. So
Yeah, and I
maybe
think right
the
now
New Day.
I think giving them Judgment Day would be too quick.
Right. That's why I suggested the New Day, perhaps.
Yeah.
Experienced team to help get them over, you know? I mean, right, because right now it's not even solidified of whether or not they're heel or babyface, so.
In who? New Day?
No, in the Creed brothers.
Well, I think it's almost set that they're baby faces.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have a match like you do with Alpha Academy last week. You do the respect thing at the end. You have a very calm and like interaction with DIY. I mean, if you're heel, you're gonna at least say something that's like smart assy, or you're gonna do something that to get that upper edge.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, if the Viking Raiders were actually healthy, like if Eric was healthy, I probably would have given them as well.
Right. I don't know, with what we saw earlier tonight, could you maybe see the pairing of Ivar and Bronson Reed for a one-off?
Well, I'm saying like who would you have them feud with? So like I would
Right.
kind of discard one-offs. I mean, another possibility is that if you do think the Imperium and DIY stuff is finished, you could think about turning DIY heel. I don't think it would be the worst decision.
No.
No, right now you're making me think about this, and there really isn't a lot of heel tag teams
No, there is not.
on Raw right now. I mean, what? It's only Imperium and Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Unless if WWE is to sign a WWE is to sign a tag team.
Well, I was just going to say, maybe there's a tag team that they have signed that they should start using.
AOP.
Yes.
My thing is, where do they really fit though? And is that the right team you want to go against the Creed brothers? Like right now.
Yeah,
Or
because
you want somebody a little bit more seasoned.
Cody and Jay.
To me, right now, the Creed brothers kind of give me the Bo and Luke vibe mixed with the young heavy machinery.
I can see where you're coming from on that one.
And this game is going to overtime.
Yeah, I'm really trying to figure out who do you pair the Creed brothers off? Okay, maybe you do Imperium.
Based on what? They just kicked Johnny Gargano in the head. Or Ludwig Kaiser did. As of right now, it stands that Imperium helped the Creeds in this match.
Right?
But what if the Creeds are actually turning heel at this point too?
I can't see it. They just came up.
And like, why? Like, what gives you the idea that they are going heel?
We get DIY asking for some kind of rematch because of Imperium's interference, and they're like, "Hey, a win's a win. We're gonna take this win and run with it."
Or do you get Gunther making them an offer saying, "Would you like to be the new tag team for Imperium?" And
I would just take that logic, Chris Best, and I would go, why not DIY? Just want to go straight to Imperium over going back to the Creed brothers.
yeah.
That's actually another thought that's crossed my mind too. Getting revenge on Imperium for costing them that match.
So we have a preview of Sami Zayn in Montreal at Elimination Chamber early this year in February as Sami Zayn's last championship singles match against Roman Reigns.
Yes.
That crowd that night and the crowd in Puerto Rico and maybe the crowd at the Royal Rumble are probably the three hottest crowds we've had this year.
Well, I'm biased with the crowd of the Royal Rumble. Let's just say.
Yes, you are.
I know you would be.
I mean, needless to say, I mean, it feels like that was a long time ago, and it was only 9 months.
Right?
I kind of had that same thought today too when I was watching our Raw watch along Perish from when we did the night 2 of the draft, and it was only 6 months ago, but it felt like a year ago that we did that. I was watching that because I wanted to see how far along our opinions on what has happened then versus now have come along. We were quite right on quite a number of things as far as booking the wrestlers that got drafted go.
You know, I mean, I don't want to say that I know what I was talking about, but I mean, You can go back and check for yourself.
Yeah.
But it also seems like that was back when the Bloodline story was at its peak. It doesn't seem like it's the biggest thing going in wrestling today, like it was 9 months ago. I don't know. I personally don't have the same ventured interest in Roman Reigns and that championship like I did this time 9 months ago, or that time 9 months ago. Now, given the fact that Crown Jewel's coming past, we do have War Games as the next slated PLE for the main roster.
Right.
If Jade Cargill does not appear at said PLE, is that a foregone conclusion that the Royal Rumble is her debut?
Yep. Because I'm still sticking by my guns there that if she appears in the women's Royal Rumble, she's the one that gets that Kevin Nash Diesel monster spot where she comes in and dumps out whoever's in the ring, you know?
I'm gonna one up you. I think Nia Jax gets that spot, but Jade Cargill's the one that takes Nia Jax out.
Okay, so similar.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Drew
Brock and Drew. Yeah. And then maybe we get something with a Charlotte or a Bianca or a Becky, or we get maybe something along that line to how we then work with who Jade Cargill's WrestleMania opponent would be.
Because that would be a bad move too, because then you get all this heat on Nia Jax, and because she'll be booed out of the building regardless of what building she's in. You get somebody like Jade Cargill come in and Jade dumps her out. Jade suddenly becomes the biggest babyface in that building.
Yeah, especially if like maybe you have some of the smaller girls. I'll say like I'll put Chelsea Green in there for the sake of just the way she's used and not how I view. Then you put maybe somebody like a Candice LeRae, maybe then you take like a Roxanne Perez or something, and you have them get fed to Nia Jax.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden now she looks, and then maybe you challenge it with a Piper Niven, or you challenge it with somebody, right? To all of a sudden now you think, okay, they're doing something. And boom, Jade Cargill comes, and they do their one-on-one, and Jade Cargill just tosses Nia Jax over. I don't know. I think
that's how you would promote her as this big star that they are trying to promote her as right now, too.
Yeah. And I think you can do that relatively early, like within the first 12, because I don't think you have to have Nia take out a third of the Rumble like Lesnar did.
No, 5 or 6 wrestlers.
Yeah, and then maybe after, Jade's by herself, that's when you can go to Charlotte Flair or Becky Lynch, and you have that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the ones who then, take a while, and, that allows the momentum of the Rumble to continue again.
Yeah, that's at that moment, that's where we settle in. We start seeing what Jade can actually do, as opposed to just coming in and throwing people over,
Well, like we get that moment, and then all of a sudden, then maybe we get a couple more features in. Then all of a sudden, the ring starts to pack up again, and then we can work towards, okay, how are they getting thrown out, or the big moments?
Honestly, I hope they polish her in NXT first, because in AEW, she was just a female Goldberg.
Yeah, but in AEW, let's be honest, she was as good as the people she was in the ring with, and there is a completely different there's just a completely different level of superstars and caliber in WWE than there are in AEW when it comes to the women, in my opinion.
Oh,
Now, there are some that are really good in AEW, but I think the average caliber level in WWE for the women is higher than AEW.
And from what I've read about how she's doing at the Performance Center, she's really taking to the lessons that she's learning there quite well. So,
Ooh, speaking of which, we have Becky Lynch on our screen.
I wouldn't be opposed to Becky Lynch winning this Battle Royal either. But I really do think it's Nia that wins it tonight.
Somebody call the fire department because we just got ourselves a burnt victim. What up?
Okay, that promo right there tells me Nia's the first one eliminated.
It tells me that Becky and Nia are going to be the last two. Or at least two of the last three, and then maybe we get somebody like maybe the Zoe Stark. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to see maybe Zoe Stark just pull it out,
Right.
and then we just get that underdog match.
I like how they're doing this with these promos with these women, and they're all laying their
Never
claim
mind.
to winning the Battle Royal. And I'm not opposed to actually Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler being a tag team.
I still think I'd book Trish Stratus to eliminate Zoe Stark out of the Rumble this year, or for next year.
Oh, it's time for the Battle Royal now.
And here we go as Nia Jax is out first.
All right.
Now, let's be honest. There's a lot of people that do not care for Nia Jax to be back. I can understand.
Yeah.
But she is back. That's the reality, right? Get past whether or not you want her or you don't, like you do want her, whatever. She's back. She's in the ring. What have we thought about Nia Jax since the day she came back to present day, and how do we think she's different?
She's improved a lot on her safety. And you know, she's actually been booked like the monster this time as opposed to being the comedian.
I got a bit of a sense of a maturity with her. She's more safer in the ring. She's not as from what I'm reading, she's not as problematic in the locker room like she used to be.
See, I always heard that was overblown because I heard she was very popular in the locker room. I heard,
yeah, I've heard mixed stories, you know.
Personally, I think I agree. I do like her work ethic a lot more now than I did then. I think she has changed the dynamic of the Raw women's division. She adds something to it, and because of that, the title that Rhea Ripley holds seems bigger now because of the people within that division.
Right.
She seems like a more dominant
Right.
champion because of who else she has to be better than to hold said title.
How many people are in this battle royal, Chris?
Well, I'm going to assume Becky Lynch isn't in the battle royal anymore.
I love that Nia Jax is clapping. That is terrific.
Okay.
And neither is Xia Li.
Everybody waving by. That is just terrific. I don't know about you, but I kind of view Piper Niven and Chelsea Green to kind of be like our version now of like how entertaining the Iconics were. Like they're kind of like that tag team now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Oh,
not
believe
saying
me,
they
I'm
replace the
looking forward
Iconics.
to every time. I'm looking forward to every time I see them on the screen. I'm looking forward to what antics they're going to get up to.
I mean, you're saying you're looking forward to Piper Niven and Chelsea Green.
I am, and I can't say that in that tone. So.
Now we do have a match for Survivor Series War Games. First match as the Intercontinental Championship match that will be Miz against Gunther for Survivor Series.
Interesting.
It's kind of hoping it would go to be at the pay-per-view as opposed to just next week. Or PLE, sorry.
This coming from WrestleTalk.com as they are saying that this championship match will be taking place at Survivor Series. So there you go.
I want to say this because it's probably the Miz, but I feel like it's going to be like a filler match that's still going to steal the show somehow.
Right?
This is my prediction. I think Gunther disposes of the Miz. Maybe not easily, with a fight, sure, but disposes. Probably then takes the mic and claims to be the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. And that is when Randy Keith Orton comes back. And if they really want to make a bang, impromptu match, Randy Orton becomes the new Intercontinental Champion. I'm saying it first.
And we've got the one and only Astrid coming in.
You know,
Astrid.
don't ask me why I said that voice. I'm just being me. The best part is like I'll hold my boy and I'll be like saying dumb things like that in that voice. And my wife is like, why? why do you have to talk like Adam Sandler? And I'm like, I'm just an idiot, I guess.
My
Yeah,
sister
we'll
does
give
the
you
same
that.
thing when I'm talking to my niece and nephew. I talk to them like I'm a little kid too, and then she'll be like, "Just talk to them normal." I'm like, "When they get older, I will."
Yeah, I'm gonna play this card as long as I can.
And Ashton
It's
coming in
fun.
and saying, "Poor Memphis."
Hey, what's that thing? Nobody gets to pick their parents. So far in the ring, we got Katana Chance, Casey Canizaro. We have Shayna Baszler making her way out. We have Chelsea Green. We have Piper Niven. We have Natalya, Nia Jax, Ivy Nile.
Zoe Stark
else?
making her way.
Yeah, Zoe Stark is now on her way out.
Okay, well, I'm at
Honestly,
Shayna Baszler.
Becky Lynch was taken out by Xia Li, who then got disqualified from competing in this battle royal. We have Tegan Knox
coming out. I thought she was hurt. Like I had read that she was hurt, so this kind of surprises me. Although that I think that injury from last week, because it was that whole spaced out concussion thing.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it was just kayfabe.
That was Candice LeRae.
Yeah, that was Candice LeRae.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And then we have Raquel Rodriguez coming out as we up. Yes, Raquel, this is the time now you get to flex your back because we can now see it. When you have a top on a crown jewel, we cannot see this.
I love how Nikki is just standing there, staring
Nikki.
off into space.
And Maxine. Maxine was the other one who's in the ring as well.
It's pretty much
and
every woman.
Hartwell.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's pretty much every woman with the exception of Xia Li and Becky on the women's Raw roster, and Rhea.
And Candice LeRae.
Oh, yeah, because well, Candy's selling her injury. That was an interesting first elimination.
Now, do we think this is all setting up for Becky Lynch to come back in the match and win?
No.
Maybe.
I was half expecting, a surprise call up from NXT for this. Maybe a Roxanne Perez or a Cora Jade.
Well, Cora Jade needs to come back to NXT before she comes back to anywhere else. Honestly, I think people need to just hold their horses on Roxanne. Just let her be naturally over in NXT. Let her finish her stuff there. She'll be a Rumble entry, I'm sure, but I just don't understand why people want her right up there. Let her sizzle down
too soon. I know it'd be too soon, but even Lyra Valkyria in this match would have been cool just for this one-off spot. She could come in saying, "Hey, I won the NXT Women's title. Now I want the Raw Women's title."
Yeah, but
that doesn't exist. It's the Raw. It's just the Women's Championship.
Yes.
But at the same time, why have another champion in only to probably lose?
Yeah, only to be cannon fodder, basically.
Yes, I mean,
Well, you can give her a strong outing.
No, but then you're not doing anything good for the NXT Women's title.
No.
I mean, you don't want her looking
And then
anything
she's
like
coming,
a champion at this
then
point.
she's coming in, and although Becky was taken out, but you'd have her coming in. Oh, I just beat Becky.
Viper living out.
By
I
Maxine
just beat
Dupree.
Becky for the NXT Women's title, and now I've got to come and take her spot on Raw.
Maxine's out by yeah. Not gonna lie, Chelsea Green looks like one said our local establishment or enhancement talent from Wrestle Draft, the Carolina Reaper. Yeah,
She does. She does.
100% she does.
I'm looking for Ed's comment now.
Or Astrid, because I know she knows.
I do have to say, thank God we're getting some KC squared in this match, because otherwise we're not seeing them on Raw. So
Well, one of them just got tossed out, I think.
No, I think she fell through the bottom rope.
Come on, I thought she was like the person who had the sick balance.
I'm kind of looking for Catanzaro to do her Rumble spot that she usually does, where she tries to find some athletic way to save herself, you know?
right. So the Kofi Kingston Naomi / Trinity spot.
/ John Morrison. Come on, don't forget about Johnny Morrison.
Yeah, I mean, he was the originator of that spot.
That's Johnny TV.
He opened the doors for that spot. God.
Actually, it was Shawn Michaels that opened the doors for that type of a spot when he held on to the top rope and only one foot touched the floor.
Yes, but here's the thing about that. The story goes that 1 foot was actually not supposed to hit. So Sean kind of botched that spot. So now Sean has the new Kofi spot where Kofi botches his eliminations.
But he didn't botch it because he never got eliminated. He saved himself from it.
That's true.
So you can't botch it if you won the thing. If anybody botched it, it was The Rock because his feet hit the ground before Big Show's in the 2000. That was a botch.
Yeah. I'm actually glad that they built a storyline out of that, though.
Right?
I have to protect my my boy Shawn Michaels. Right?
So Ivy Nile is holding her own in this one.
Yes, she is.
Okay, so I guess we're not getting that spot.
Nope. But we do have an impressive outing at a Ivy Nile. Gorilla pressing Casey Catanzaro off the apron onto her partner, Kaden Carter.
Wow. Nice.
But I guess you got to do that with Ivy Nile.
And I know it's
considering this is
Katana
her
Chance. I
first
still
match.
call her Casey Catanzaro sometimes. So
Yeah,
no,
no, that's fine. I
do
get
too.
it.
I do too, because I forgot her name was Katana Chance now. So
I don't know why they changed it to Katana Chance, but
it's because Casey Catanzaro is her legal name, and in order to own it, and they prefer not to have legal name. Same thing why Jordan Devlin changed it to JD McDonough. Why Walter changed it to Gunther. People need to realize that. Just legal names. Not everybody can be John Cena or Randy Orton.
But no, as I was saying, I get why Ivy Nile is they're giving her a strong outing. This is her first match on Raw, so
Well, and it's kind of something Triple H is known to do. Like, you want to put the new person kind of on notice, right? Like, you want them to have a remembering outing, whether it's a positive showing or if it's a positive promo or if it's just a moment that you remember. It's just something that we're seeing a lot more now with Triple H being in creative. We're seeing the talent being used in a way where, you know, they have something to run with moving forward. They have something to build off of the next time we see them.
giving us a reason to care why that talent is there.
Well, OMD, you should be happy. You released 165 in overtime.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I flipped back and checked. Because they gave up the game-tying goal with just over 3 minutes to go.
Two minutes and 26 seconds to be exact.
So that makes up for my Dolphins loss yesterday. But my Dolphins head into the bye week still in first place in the division, trailed by the Jets.
So I'm
Who are
looking around
losing
the ring
right now?
looking
Yes,
around the
they are.
ring, and we're back to the Battle Royal, and I'm not seeing Nia Jax anywhere.
I wonder if she's honestly just selling outside of the ring.
Probably.
Yeah, because at this point they probably would have shown her elimination during the, like they would have been like, this is what happened during the commercial break.
Yeah, as there's a referee in the corner there, it looks like something did probably happen to Nia. Because there is some intention there at the top right corner.
Yep.
Yeah, there she. Oh, okay. Yeah, she did get knocked back out of the ring because there she is back in the ring now.
Yeah.
Ivy Nile already has 3 eliminations in this match.
Nice.
Now, do you guys think that Ivy Nile could be the one to eliminate Nia Jax?
Yes.
It'd be a huge friggin' upset and a huge feather in her cap if that does happen. This has actually been a pretty good battle royal, by the way.
Hey, where's Tamina? Why hasn't Tamina come out?
I think I thought I read something on her not too long ago. I don't think she's able to be in the ring right now.
Oh.
I'm not too sure. I'd have to go back and check the article.
Whoa.
Right.
Oh. Almost, Ivy. You almost got her up.
Oh, Nia Jax! See you later.
And the ones that eliminated her were also in the Fatal 5-Way.
Yeah. And Ivy Nile.
Right?
If I was Ivy Nile, I'd get right back in the ring, but I have a feeling. There we go.
Yeah. You called that. You said that just as she got pulled. So now that my pick was Nia to win. The door's wide open now on this one, and I wouldn't mind seeing Zoe take it like you had said.
I gotta go with Zoe.
I wouldn't mind Shayna either. I wouldn't mind actually any one of these three.
Right?
Oh, thank God. I did not want to see her win at all.
All right. And then right after this match, we're probably going to get another promo package for the title match. And then the intros, which will take 20 minutes because each intro will have a commercial break.
That was a great finish.
Nailed it.
Nice.
Now, see, Raquel, the meanness that we're getting out of Zoe right there, that's the meanness you need to be doing.
Oh, I've been saying that for months. Months.
I know. But
that's why, I almost think, put Raquel in a feud with Nia. Nia's going to bring the physicality. You know that. Let Nia just smack her around for a bit. Then let Raquel get pissed, and then we'll see it. And sometimes you need that. Didn't we get it out of Sheamus and Cesaro when they were formed to do the best out of 7? And then now all of a sudden, they just, their intensity just right after?
Yep.
Yeah, because that feud actually made me care about Sheamus again.
Mm-hmm.
Even
now
when
we're getting a package with Sami Zayn, not a package, but he's prepping in the back. There was a shirt to his right. Who the hell is wearing that shirt? Because that is not a nice looking shirt.
I dig that shirt. I'd wear that shirt. I'd rock that shirt.
I rest my case, Your Honor. Oh, 2/16/20.
Don't make me rock the Hawaiian shirt next week, because I'll do it.
You know what?
Is that a promise?
Yeah, now you kind of put yourself on the spot. Now.
I'll do
You
it.
kind of have to now next week.
I mean, if you're gonna wear something silly like that Maple Leaf jersey, you got to wear a Hawaiian shirt now.
Well, I don't know. My team won.
My team
I don't
hasn't
know.
played yet. But your football team did. Yeah, mine did.
Yeah, but your team has what, 2 wins on the season?
We have 5. We're the only team in our division not under 500.
I'm talking hockey though. Don't your Oilers only have 2?
They suck, but they're 1-0, and I actually watch games in full. Just saying.
Wait, so the game we watched there a couple weeks ago, you were actually joining that game like mid broadcast there?
Oh yeah, no, I have this TV on the on Raw. So until we're done, then I switch to something else. And I usually go to Monday Night Football, to be quite honest. It's not even like whether or not like the Oilers are good or not. Like I have become more of a football, like American football fan than a hockey fan. Like I really have. Doesn't look like I'm jumping 2 people in the standings for my one league. Only 1.
Wow, I seriously just about read that cell phone commercial wrong right at the end.
I don't think I'm going to ask you how you read it.
Probably a good idea. It would be a Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper answer.
But if you want to tell us in the private chat, I am curious on that one. Yes. Because after we go off, I will tell you a funny story that I definitely cannot say on screen. Also, if there's people in the chat that are watching on Twitch, if you have a favorite contributor that you like to watch who is on at the conclusion of Monday Night Raw, let me know. And out of your request, I will raid them from our local establishment side. Just because I feel like doing something a little bit different. I will get there in a second. I need to do something on my phone. All right. Now we get to see. Oh.
Yeah.
Happens to the best of us, OMD.
Yep.
But as long as we got the first 2 letters, that's all that matters, right?
Right.
I mean, to be fair, when I see the first 3 letters, I'm thinking, what do you have on tap? So, I mean.
Yeah.
And that just gave me an idea that I have to talk to Bobby now. Then we got Rhea Ripley coming in, probably to talk about Zoe Stark, who's now the #1 contender for her championship.
And next week, we are getting the Judgment Day defending the tag titles against Cody and Jay.
And we got the match announced for Survivor Series War Games. Rhea Ripley will defend her women's championship against Zoe Stark. Thank you. Although I think we knew that from the graphic, but already, Wade Bear, take that shit off the screen.
Yeah, really.
It hurts just to see it. OMDX. That one was for you.
I didn't hear it. I was trying to listen to the promo.
Well, Wade Barrett had a certain championship on, and I said, you got to get that off TV. And then I said, it hurts just to see it.
Oh, Jesus.
Come on.
Yeah, I did see the championship belt, but given that the Mohegan Sun Arena is in Connecticut, well, actually, I think they have a bunch around the
No,
state.
they're in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, Mohegan Sun.
Yeah. As you know, you can have multiple different places, as Vancouver Canucks and Edmonton Oilers both have Rogers as their name. And I think isn't the I still call it Sky Dome because it's the best name ever for that place, but it is
call it the Sky Dome.
Yeah. So Rogers Center, I believe. Is that what they're calling it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Because it's Rogers Arena in Vancouver, it's Rogers Place in Edmonton. I'm pretty sure I had that right.
It's Rogers Center in Toronto.
Yeah. But Rogers Arena in Vancouver, Rogers Place in Edmonton.
So we've got the World Heavyweight title match coming up next. They're going to get some time based off of how much time is left in the show.
Well, to be quite honest, if two guys were going to get any time for a championship match, these two should be the ones, right?
Yeah, agreed.
Also, before we get to the Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, WWE World Heavyweight title match, I'm going to throw it out there. Do we see Zoe Stark actually winning the championship against Rhea Ripley? Because I could make time for it.
I don't, but I could get behind that.
I would love to see Zoe win the title. I like Rhea. I could see either one of them walking away with the championship.
as we're getting graphic about the Iron Survivor match happening on NXT, with all qualifying matches happening on NXT, with deadline being the date of this. You can check out all the reactions to NXT tomorrow night following Turnbuckle Talk, hosted by the man above me, Chris Beth, with Asher Pizarro and Ed Fries over at our local establishment, Twitch, as long as their own respective Twitches at Asher Pizarro 20 and Ed Fries 2002. Nailed it. I love how their tagline is saying "best Coke ever," because I'm pretty sure in the 80s that wouldn't have flown.
No, that definitely was not the case at all. During the 80s, Pepsi was stomping the shit out of them.
So, what do we think we get out of this match tonight between Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins? Do we actually get just a straight up one-on-one match, and it's just, a respectful, clean, competitive match, or do we get some shenanigans with the Judgment Day? Perhaps another tease cash in from Damien Priest.
I think we get a straight, clean match, but we still find out who Seth's next number one contender is tonight.
I think we're getting the shenanigans. Do I think we get the tease from Damien Priest? Yes. But I also think that you're going to see Drew come out and interfere and take out both Sami and Seth.
Now, what if we see Drew McIntyre come back into the picture? I know that you guys said that he drove off, but nobody ever drives off Monday Night Raw.
I just said Drew's going to come back and take them both out.
But what if he actually joins Judgment Day tonight? I wanted to elaborate and add on what you said, OMD.
And then in that case, I think War Games becomes Judgment Day with Drew McIntyre against Seth and Sami, maybe Cody and Jay and a fifth member. And that's where I think Randy Orton could come in, because he could be a mystery fifth member.
I think you see JD and Drew form the alliance as opposed to the Judgment Day. And JD can say, well, I'm sick of being pushed around and, not being given a straight answer by the Judgment Day. Drew wants some backup and a partner for this.
getting a little bit of highlight from Crown Jewel as John Cena did lose pretty decisively to Solo Sikoa. Yes, they teased a lot with John Cena after the match. I would assume that was not John Cena's last appearance, but perhaps his last appearance in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I don't think it's his last match, but it probably was his last match in Saudi.
But given what happened, where do we see Solo Sikoa go from here?
That's a very interesting question you pose there, Perish.
I'm going to say this. I think we see Solo emerge as a contender for the U.S. title to bring more gold into the bloodline.
I don't hate that, but I was going to go with, since Logan Paul is champion there, what happens if we see an LA Knight Solo feud?
That wouldn't be a step down for either one of them, really.
No, it wouldn't. It would actually probably be more of a step up for Solo.
Well, it would be more or less.
And it keeps LA Knight in that.
Yeah.
It keeps LA Knight in that little frame. And if we're talking about people that could, help that fight against Bloodline, look no further than LA Knight. Yeah.
And it gives something for LA Knight to do until he gets a rematch against Roman, because we know Roman is not going to be at Survivor Series.
No, he's not. Now, do we get an alliance between LA Knight and Kevin Owens so that KO has some backup against Theory and Waller, and LA Knight has some backup against Solo and Jimmy?
It's interesting.
You were saying, Perish, it's interesting.
No, I was just saying, I think that the SmackDown landscape right now I find interesting, because I think there's nothing set in stone. And when that's the case, expect almost anything, which almost allows kind of that show to have a lot more, there's less predictability when you're watching it, which I do like. And if Roman is not on SmackDown, then we're going to see a little bit more with Solo. And that's why I pose LA Knight. I think that makes a lot of sense, because it's his way of staying there. And we didn't we not see Solo get involved? Or no, we saw Jimmy Uso. So maybe even Jimmy Uso and Solo, maybe they tag up against maybe an LA Knight and someone else.
Right.
That's where I think, as OMD mentioned, KO could come in, because that's the whole reason for moving KO over to SmackDown, was so that they can build him up, right?
Yeah, but right now KO is against Theory, and they're doing kind of that. So I wouldn't. That's why I said it's interesting, because there's a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah,
I think that could be said for the entire main roster, because there's a lot of interesting avenues you can go down with every wrestler that's on this card right now. And that's why WWE within the past year and a half has just been so exciting to watch.
right.
Because even with that battle royal, that women's battle royal, it felt believable that any one of those women could have gotten that title shot.
Well, and that's just it, too. Like, you need to invest more on predictability. Like,
Yeah.
do we know that Seth Rollins is most likely going to not lose the title against Sami Zayn? Sure. I think that's quite obvious. We knew that LA Knight was not walking out of Crown Jewel with that championship. But if you're able to, even for the duration of your match, take that away and make you say, well, maybe, like, that's when you know you're doing your job. And WWE has been doing a lot of that, even though, especially with Roman Reigns, a lot of people are going in thinking they're not taking the title off him.
And that's exactly the same kind of thing you've said in the past, Parrish, about Sammy. Sammy is that kind of guy. Sammy is that dude that makes you think that, yeah, he may not walk away with the title, but he'll make you think that he could walk away with that title during the match.
Yeah, I think he took the mantle away from Rey Mysterio a long time ago when it came to keeping that hope alive in his match. It's not just sympathy. It's just not that. No. He brings you hope, especially with what he's done in the last year.
Yep.
That's why I would not be opposed, and I'd be happy with him winning the title if that ever does happen. But this has been
why I think he
fantastic athletic match so far.
It's why I think Sami Zayn should be a Money in the Bank champion or winner at some point. Sometimes you don't always have to go to that unestablished main event guy, just somebody that needs it. And Sami Zayn is one of those guys that's still never been champion, so we would still help him elevate into that scene, even though he might not be in it or he can't do it. Sometimes you still need that reason, even if the reason doesn't make sense. Money in the Bank, there's your reason, and you don't have to have an elaborate story for it.
Well, while we were in this commercial break, I am going to go for a backstage interview and my locker room visit.
Nah. And if you want your OMD locker room, I'm trying to hit the show button here. Are you hitting buttons too, Parrish?
I already did it. Yeah, I'm already doing it. I'm way ahead of you.
All right. So if you want to
go right ahead.
If you want a copy of your OMD's locker room visit shirt, trying to look for it here. There's so many tickers here. You can go to Karl Karufel's Redbubble. That's karlkarufel.redbubble.com. You can find this alongside our own Raw Watch Along shirt, plus many other shirts that that represent our shows here. But Karl Karufel, redbubble.com is where you go for OMD's locker room visit.
Bum, bum, bum.
But no, I was saying, like, this match is very athletic and I'm liking it. There's one move, though, I noticed that Sami Zayn has not pulled out, and that's that corner DDT maneuver he does outside. I have not seen him do that in months, and I'm wondering if he can even do it anymore.
I think he can do it. I think it's one of those. It's not the easiest to hit for obvious reasons.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it's in the same realm of Ricochet 630, and I think you do it when the time's right, not all the time.
Yeah,
plus
pull it out for
it's a very risky move.
Foul moment, right?
It's a very risky move as well. So, as you get older, everybody knows you can't do everything what you used to be able to. Yeah, make sure the time's right. Make sure the moment's right when you do it.
I mean, if you look at the older guys like Jushin Liger and all them, they were up until Jushin Liger retired. He constantly changed his moveset.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I know I did a lot of that as well when I was in the ring. This match is definitely taking its time before it really gets going, although they are fighting on the outside right now.
Yeah, it's like they're slowly building to the big moves, which again, something that they usually do in a match that would be in the style of like New Japan, you know?
Something that's kind of actually coming to mind here. I think maybe this match might be interrupted by the Judgment Day in hopes to try to help Damien Priest cash in. And that's when maybe you get Cody Rhodes, you get the Jey Usos to help kind of square the odds out, and you kind of get that, one team versus one team, that build up to War Games.
See, I really don't see a huge tease in tonight. Like, I see the tease coming, but I don't see an attempted cash in with the rematch for the tag titles coming next week.
No, but that's what I mean, though, right? Like, the Judgment Day come in to kind of wreck this matchup, and then you have the Judgment Day beating down both guys. You have maybe Sami Zayn being beat down on the outside. You have Seth Rollins on the inside, and then, they kind of look to Damien Priest, right? He has that briefcase, and just when maybe he looks at the ref, that's when you see Cody Rhodes. You see Jey Uso, and then they can go right towards both Finn Balor and
But that's
Damien.
where I see Drew coming in and taking out both Seth and Sami, essentially cementing his heel turn without cementing his heel turn.
There is one thing I thought about just now. Why did we get Damien Priest coming out with the Money in the Bank when Sami Zayn stole it at Crown Jewel? We should have gotten Sami Zayn coming out with the Money in the Bank earlier.
They announced it in the opening segment, saying that Sami had to give it back to Adam Pearce and return it right off the bat.
I didn't hear that part. I don't know. I think it would have made more sense, though, instead of just, a half-assed announcement like that.
Yeah, but if you paid attention to it, you would have known that answer now.
Mm-hmm. Or they could have at least done like a WWE exclusive on YouTube and showed that,
Well, again, if they did a promo, then it's not something that was like really big deal, right? It's not like Sami Zayn, because he held the briefcase, can cash in.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just nitpicking the little things on this one.
Yeah.
I would have just loved to see I agree. I would have liked to see something, but if All we got was Adam Pearce telling Sami Zayn, look, you have to give it back. It's not yours. It's Damien Priest's. He gives it back. I mean,
Yeah.
really, I mean,
But they didn't even show that. It was basically that was the first thing Seth asked Sammy when he asked Sammy to come out to start the show and thank him for saving the title. And he was like, let me guess, you got called into Adam Pearce's office and had to give the briefcase back. And Sammy says, it's funny, that's exactly what happened.
well, I mean, it's not like Dean Ambrose can steal Seth Rollins' briefcase back in the day.
Right?
But I don't know, at the end of the day, Sami Zayn still a briefcase, still got a title match out of it. So,
right?
I mean,
Can't complain on that one.
does he need the briefcase? Because he still didn't get a title match. So basically, he sold a briefcase and gave it away. He cashed into Pierce and got a title match.
Right?
When you think about it.
And we're back to commercial.
I was going to say, I'm not going to lie if there was a cash in tonight. And then you just go back and run it back with Damien Priest versus Seth Rollins at War Games for the title.
Yep.
I wouldn't hate it.
Not at all.
I wouldn't be opposed to it either.
I don't know if anybody else got the Thanksgiving movie trailer, but I have a feeling I might get suckered into watching that from the one upstairs.
I feel like I'm going to be getting suckered in by my girlfriend as well to watch it. She's a horror fanatic, so.
Shh, don't talk about it for my wife's upstairs. Just kidding.
I'm thinking I'm safe on having to watch that one.
I might even just watch it myself because I myself do like horror movies as well. So, but according to one Bobby, I should stay away from Five Nights at Freddy's. So.
Yeah, but he butters his bread and puts ketchup on it. What does he know about taste?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, ketchup is disgusting.
So many jokes I can make about that. But I am going to say if Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn do somehow go towards maybe like a finicky finish, don't have that actual finale to their match tonight, I can maybe see maybe a triple threat match down the road with Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn, because there's something about if Sami Zayn does not get a finale to the match, I would like to think Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn both will want to find out who's better between the two of them.
Mm-hmm. So somewhere down the road, we get another match between the two.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
I wouldn't be opposed if that happened at, say, the Royal Rumble.
I would actually like to see Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn start the Men's Rumble now.
Right?
Oh, that'd
As
be
1 and
interesting.
2.
Or Jimmy and Jey Uso. Give me one of those scenarios.
Jimmy and Jay's 29 and 30 with KO and Sammy in at 1 and 2. And they're the
Perfect.
final 4.
No. So I don't think anybody wants one of those 4 to win the Rumble. I know I don't.
I'd probably pick Sammy as my underdog for the Rumble, but I'm still going with Gunther to win.
Right now, I'm still rolling with Lashley to win it, even though he hasn't done anything on TV.
Well, he is scheduled to be on SmackDown this Friday, as there was a video package involving him Crown Jewel.
Ah. And I wonder, since he had that conversation with B-Fab last Friday, if he's taking on her and Ashante.
I can't remember who they said he's taking on. I know he's in action.
And we're not getting the
He's against
metaphor on
Carlito.
Yeah, yeah.
So is Bobby Lashley's group versus the LWO then next?
I guess that's where you go with
That was a very close kick out.
yeah.
That's same.
I guess that's where you could go with Ray, but I feel like Ray's going to want to question Santos Escobar after after losing the U.S. title there.
See, I wouldn't say right away there's a question there. It'd be a curiosity, but part of me would, if I was Ray, I want my rematch for that U.S. title.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think the focus of Ray should be on the title, not on Escobar, because Escobar came out, did something to help Ray, and really, I don't know. I think that's just it's a line. I don't know. It's something that, if anything, builds
It's a line
I'd
paper.
have questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now it's a Boston Crab.
I did not expect it to finish that way.
That's what she said. But yeah, quick little roll-up finish here between Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins. As Seth Rollins gets the 1-2-3 over Sami Zayn.
Okay, and it was a straight, clean finish.
Sammy's got a look of disappointment on his face, but
Yep.
Perish, I believe you called this.
As Ed Fries is coming in saying, wow, clean win. I'm surprised. I mean, I don't think I really am, but it's nice to see that they're doing something honorable on the title.
It is.
So.
Yeah, I'm actually glad that the shenanigans that we're seeing right now on the screen happened after the match. But this is obviously the clear setup for War Games.
Yep. And there you go, Chris. So Seth not defending the title at Survivor Series, but instead will be involved in the War Games.
I mean, if
I'm
you're
okay
going to
with
call it
this.
Survivor Series War Games, then War Games should be the main event.
Right?
And you said 4-on-4, so it looks like it's Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes, and Jey Uso. Against seems to be we got Damien
Judgment
Priest,
Day.
we got Dominic Mysterio, we got Finn Balor, and JD
And
McDonough.
Yes.
So this match is
That
going to be
wraps
a
up
big
Monday
rub for
Night Raw.
this match. Yeah, this match is going to be a big rub for JD because this will be JD's first pay-per-view main event.
Yep.
That is great.
And again, overly saturated with commercials, this show. And at points
Yeah,
I
but
found it to be slow moving, but another solid episode of Raw.
some of those
well-defined
commercial breaks
stories,
made sense though.
lots of seeds planted.
I mean, we're going to get commercial breaks on Monday Night Raw. Let's not kid ourselves. It's a televised show. They got to pay the bills. It's how they bring in some money.
Right.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get probably an hour, maybe close to 45 minutes to an hour of commercials. It's just how the cookie crumbles, people. But we got a lot out of this episode of Raw. We got 3 matches confirmed for War Games. We got Miz challenging Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. We have Zoe Stark challenging Rhea Ripley for the Women's Championship. And then we have the War Games match itself with Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, and Seth Rollins going up against Damien Priest, Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and Dominic Mysterio inside the structure that is known as War Games. And that's just
Ed Fry's coming in saying Cody gets to be in his dad's match for the first time. And I called that way back when Cody can't return to the WWE. I said Cody was going to find his way in War Games.
Yeah. And that's just, I mean, I think we kind of have to be silly not to think he wasn't going to be in it. Right?
Right.
So, but it's going to be fun. It's kind of nice to see kind of this without the bloodline really in there.
Right.
So, but yeah.
Yeah. On that note, Chris Perish, where can the people find you?
Well, if I have a little ticker down there, that is where you can find me on all the platforms, whether it's a Twitch, whether it's a YouTube, whether it's a Kick, whether it's a Threads, whether it's the X. It's all good, people. Where you can find me, though, is everywhere in our local establishment. This Wednesday, you can see me and Ed Fries challenge one another yet again at Wrestle Draft as we look to see who's going to be crowned Season 3 winner, as long as it's not that bastard Bischoff. And then every Sunday, come check out Bobby Munson and myself as we celebrate the 65th edition of Busting Out at 12:15 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be fun, people. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I got to say that 64th episode, that was just fun, just discussing 64 games.
Yeah, especially with that week that didn't have a lot of wrestling.
Yeah. OMD, where can the people find you?
Well, if the people want to see this beautiful face, the moneymaker, they can catch me right here every Monday night with you two gentlemen, as well as our normal host, Karl Karufel, who is working tonight. You can catch me tomorrow night on Turnbuckle Talk with Chris Best. You can catch me Thursday nights at 8 o'clock on the Boar's Nest with Bubba Duke. This week we will be officially finishing Gotham Knights. And to catch me on the socials, you can catch me on Facebook at Daniel Horisic, on Snapchat at One Man Dynamic, capitals OMD, and on Twitch at OMD17. And yourself, Mr. Best.
All right. You can catch me youtube.com at ChrisDamage83, Twitch TV, CBRS_entertainment, threads.net at CBestFilms83, Facebook.com at Chris.best83, TikTok.com at CBRS.entertainment. You can catch me every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, doing the Raw watch along, 8:05 Eastern on Tuesday nights, doing Turnbuckle Talk alongside Karl Karufel. But this week it will only be me and OMD doing the show. But yeah, that's where you can find me. And on that note, gentlemen, we gotta bid you guys an adieu. It's been a fine week, awesome week of Raw tonight. Looking forward to next week's. Have a wonderful evening, everyone.
Stay happy.
Always followed my own direction. No one can pull me out. I've always felt different from the